Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Brian Mastry. Let's get right into our top 6 headlines at 6.
Breaking tonight, CHI Bergen Mercy Hospital in Omaha placed on lockout this afternoon after someone called in a bomb threat. Omaha police tell First Alert 6 officers on scene did not find anything suspicious. They tell us there is no threat to the public and hospital operations have since resumed as normal.
Also breaking tonight, 3 people, including the suspect, are dead after a shooting at a youth hockey game. This happened in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Police say 3 other victims are in critical condition. Investigators believe this was a targeted attack. It's early, but they believe it could be a family dispute as well.
A chase starting in the metro that went nearly to Lincoln, landing a Tennessee man behind bars. It started near Gretna when a state trooper tried to pull over a driver just before 7 last night. Instead, police say Juan Avant stepped on the gas. About an hour later, Lancaster County deputies used stop sticks to end the chase northwest of Lincoln.
A $200 million expansion of CHI Health Center reaching its full height today. Mecca hopes the new square footage will help attract larger conventions, thus boosting the Metro's hotels and restaurant scene.
The FBI will not share evidence with state investigators on Alex Preddy's death. Minnesota investigators say they have also requested information on the shooting deaths of Renee Good and the shooting of Julio Sosa Silas. They said it's not clear if the FBI will cooperate with them on those 2 cases.
Now to the partial government shutdown. It's in its 3rd day as White House officials and lawmakers seem no closer to reaching a deal, trying to fund the Department of Homeland Security. The impasse also affects FEMA and TSA employees, mostly now working without a paycheck.
Great opportunity to